Hello and welcome to Exploring with Em and Stu.
I'm Em.
And I'm Stu.
And today we've brought you back to Kessingland along the Suffolk coast to take a look at the Chain-Home-Low radar station here, which was built for use during World War II. Unfortunately, like many of these structures along the east coast, this one is also being badly affected by coastal erosion, and unfortunately in the very near future it may not be here at all.
So let's go and view what is remains of this radar station.
The need for a method of detecting aircraft in the event of war was realised long before the onset of World War II. This led to the development in the mid-1930s of radio direction finding, with a prototype being built further down the Suffolk coast at Bawdsey. These went on to be known by the code name Chain Home Stations, and by the onset of World War II in 1939, dozens had been built, covering most of the eastern and southern coasts of the UK. Being able to detect enemy aircraft while they were still forming over France was proved to be an essential weapon during the Battle of Britain in 1940. Despite their success, it soon became apparent that the Chain-Home radar stations had a major flaw. During early tests, the RAF pilots had noticed that they were unable to pick up low-flying planes, meaning that any enemy aircrafts approaching at a low altitude, particularly below 500 metres, would be able to escape detection, and this was soon noticed by the Germans. This led to the development of new Chain-Home-Low stations, like the one here at Kessingland, capable of detecting aircraft flying at altitudes below the abilities of the Chain-Home stations. Built in 1941, one of the four remaining structures of the radar site includes the control room, housing the transmitter and receiver equipment. This single-storey building was constructed of reinforced concrete and contained 3 rooms. The jobs of some of the personnel who were stationed here would have been to watch and see if blips would appear on the screen of the radar equipment, and to then determine whether they were friend or foe. It was likely to have been painted in camouflage to avoid its detection in the open terrain, and its small windows were protected by glass shutters, along with its heavy metal doors. This shows that they were aware of the possible threat from enemy attacks. Similar to the one shown in this sketch, the radar antennae would have been originally mounted on the roof via 4 concrete plinths. Another essential part of the radar site was the engine rooms. To function, the site required connection to a power supply and telephone system. Like most radar sites, this one was in an isolated position away from mains electric, so relied on generators for their power. Also constructed of reinforced concrete, the 2 here at Kessingland are semi-sunken, likely for protection. Access to the engine rooms were via 2 separate stairways and through what would have been large metal doors. The concrete plinths you see in the middle of the rooms are where a diesel generator would have been mounted, and we can still see remains of where cables would have once been. It is believed there was 2 generator houses built here. In the event that one might fail, there would still be a reserve. The final building on this site was the Ablution block, which, unlike the other buildings, was constructed from brick. Although now stripped bare, you can still see the visible remains of the individual cubicles. It is likely that these housed only chemical toilets, as there doesn't appear to be any remnants of there ever being a water or sewage system here. The life of the Chain Home Low radar station here at Kessingland was short-lived, and by the end of 1942 it was made redundant when its duties were taken over by the nearby radar station up the coast at Hopton. This does, however, not conclude the life of the site for military use. In 1957 it was chosen for the construction of a Royal Observer Corps bunker for use during the Cold War. The bunker still remains, although in a flooded and very dilapidated state. Also, at this time, a lookout post was constructed on top of the old radar control room. This consisted of just a metal frame and is still in situ today. Okay, so that was the Chain Home Low radar station here at Kessingland on the Suffolk coast. We hope you found this video interesting.
And we hope to join you again very, very soon on another documentary such as this. But as from Exploring with Em and Stu, we'll see you again.